if you watched my last video, you know that I gave away my old camera. I have a new camera set up now. I didn't want it to just sit around and collect dust. I wanted to have it go to a new home. But I didn't feel right about selling it. You know, it's kind of an older camera. I think it's like 10 years old at this point. So while I could make money off of it, I just didn't feel right doing that. So I was going to give it away, and lo and behold, one of the members on one of the Discords that I'm on, just so happened that day said they were looking at new cameras. Not new cameras, but, you know, used cheaper cameras, and they were about to buy one, but the deal fell through. So I messaged him. I said, hey, man, if you're still looking at a camera, I will send you one. And he said yes, but then he couldn't really accept something for free, so he sent me this strawberry lemonade keycap set by the Key Company, and it's manufactured by Infinity. It is an incredibly gorgeous set. The problem is I don't really have the theme that would fit such a bright and colorful cap set like this. Black doesn't really go all that well with bright pinks and yellows. My wife, however, has a not very pink, but she's got more pink than I do in my setup. So we thought it would be a good fit for her. The problem is that the keyboards that she uses are black too, because they usually just end up being my old keyboards. But I came up with an idea, at least for now. I do have the GMMK Compact. This used to be my old keyboard. Right now it's got the glorious GPPT caps on it, as well as some unholy pandas under there. I stuffed it in a box, and I didn't want, I had these switches and stuff laying around. I didn't want those taking up space too, so I just tossed them on there, and it's been sitting for a while now, and I figured, why not at least take it apart and try to spray paint it and see what happens. I see people do this kind of all the time. It seems to work really well, so I'm gonna give it a shot and see what happens. The paint I got, it says it's outdoor, but it is satin, and it says it's good for plastic and metal, of which are on the keyboard. But I also bought like a top coat. I don't have it with me, so I can't look at it, but it's some kind of a top coat that I'm hoping will, at least cover it just for now. It's just a little project. We're going to see how it turns out. I hope it turns out good. I've always been kind of weird about spray paint. I always feel like it's going to be like real sticky and stuff, but people have assured me that is not the case. I don't know why. I guess maybe I don't know. I couldn't tell you why. I've never liked the idea of painting stuff like that. I know it can chip easy sometimes, but people seem to really do a very good job with spray painting things like keyboards or mice and stuff like that. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna see how it turns out. I'm really excited to give this a shot. I'm really excited to see how this turns out. So let's go. Came with a cap puller because while I have a couple, most of them are these plastic ones, and these aren't that great for like long-term use. I really need to invest in a better one. Ooh, you know what? I also have plate mount stab. I got these ones sounding okay, but like nothing incredible by any means. But he also sent, I don't think there's any way I can use PCB mounts with this one, I'm pretty sure. But he did send over some plate mounts and cherry plate mount stabs that maybe we'll give a shot in this board as well. All right, so a little less exciting than I thought it was going to be, but it's all right. We'll hit it with a couple more coats, and I'm sure we'll get a look that we're liking here. Okay, so paint update number 1. I've hit it with a couple of coats so far, and it's turned out okay. Let's see how I can do this. So it's turned out okay. I mean, it looks pretty good. There's a couple of spots where I kind of biffed it. Where is it? Right there. If I can get that in focus. Tell this light. But I mean, the top looks good. And the sides mostly look okay. You can probably tell. Nope, so you can't even see it because of the light. But there's a line towards the bottom there from the paint. But I've sanded it down. And it's looking a lot better. This spot, I'm just going to hit it with a couple more coats. I'm going to hit it with a few more coats and see if I can't get it to even out a little bit. But I mean, it looks pretty good. The base looks okay, I guess. I'm trying not to put too many. I don't want to put too many coats on. Let's see if we can see that. No, not even that. It's not really picking up on camera. So if I can't pick up on camera, I'm kind of not as concerned about it. You know, from a desk standpoint, this obviously isn't going to be its final home. But I think it's okay. I mean, there's definitely, I was kind of impatient. I should have done a couple of light coats and just let it, you know, soak in and then hit it again. But I was getting a little impatient. But I think it'll be all right. I think it'll turn out okay. So I'm going to hit it with a couple other coats, and then I'm going to check on it later, either later tonight or tomorrow, and see where we're at. And hopefully I can hit it with that clear coat and finally put this bad boy together. So it's been about 48 hours, and I think it's about as done as it's going to get. There was definitely some spots that, you know, are a little questionable, but I think it looks good. I think it'll serve its purpose for right now. And I think, you know, when it's kind of under lights and stuff, it's a little iffy, but you know, in a normal like setup or whatever, it's really hard to notice the imperfections and things like that. So I think it turned out pretty well. I learned a lot. I'm actually gonna give painting a couple other things a shot. I've done other stuff in the past, but it's generally been stuff that's like absorbed paint really well. And of course, like plastic and metal can be kind of tricky and stuff. So I am definitely like excited. This is like opening a whole bunch of doors for me. I can't wait to do a whole bunch of other stuff. So, you know, it's just gonna go up from here. All right, you guys ready? You guys ready for the final product? You guys ready? All right, here we go. So yeah, as you can tell, there's a couple of spots where it's pretty iffy. But I like I said, I think it turned out okay. I think especially from a viewpoint of like photos and stuff for your setup, you can't tell. And again, this was kind of just to test it out to see what we thought of, or what we thought the keycap set would look like with a yellow keyboard. And so far, it's turned out pretty well. I think. So now that we've realized that this yellow really makes the keyboard pop, there's actually a version of the Novel Keys NK65 entry edition they call it banana, you know, it's like a yellow, which might actually be a perfect fit for this cap set. So we're looking into ordering that to replace this kind of janky painted keyboard. You know, but for the time being, I think it works out pretty well. So stay tuned. Hopefully, we can get that, you know, in-house soon and make a video showing off its final form. So stick around for that.